Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Enlightening Your Way. I am your host, Nancy Lombardo, and we are airing on the official Lilydale Assembly Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'm a leaseholder here in Lilydale and the president of the Church Living Spirit, which is an independent spiritualist church on the grounds of Lilydale. I'm a military veteran, retired police detective, fitness and yoga instructor, and wellness is my passion. This show is a combination of my many life experiences and features various topics and guests to help enrich one's mind, body, and soul on your pathway to healthy living. My website, Wellness with Nancy Lombardo, where my motto is protecting and serving your well-being. And today I'm so excited to introduce you to our special guest coming all the way from Switzerland, Claudia Zuccolo. And we are talking about mediumship and beyond. Claudia's spiritual work is diverse and includes deep trance, physical phenomenon, and mediumship, where she does private readings, seminars, and public demonstrations. In her life and work, she always searches for moments when the heart expresses itself through interactions with other people. Her focus is to bring the physical, spiritual worlds together to help people overcome bereavement and live their best life. Claudia has worked as a professional medium for more than a decade all around the world and has been featured on TV shows. She also teaches mediumship and is part of the Fellowships of the Spirit teaching team just outside the gates of Lilydale. Claudia serves as the president of the Swiss Spiritualist Church and also has a home in Lilydale. She is a professional dancer and teaches and has a master's degree in dance education. And you can find everything out about Claudia on www.zuccolo.org. And that's Zuccolo. Thank you so much and welcome, Claudia. Thank you so much for being here all the way from Switzerland.
Well, thank you so much for the invitation. It's a pleasure.
Of course. And I first met you, of course, in Lilydale, and you're just lovely. You're just lovely inside and out, and I'm so excited to get to know more about you. So my first question, you had such an interesting life, Switzerland, Lilydale, mediumship, professional dance. Can you tell our audience how it all began?
How that all began? Well, I was in contact with spirits like many of us since child. Where for me it was very normal. I did see them, I did talk to them, I did play with them around. And then, of course, later you make the experience that not everybody is seeing this. And then you go quiet and you put it behind. And then later on, in a difficult time in my life, I opened up very much with spirit. I prayed very strongly. And then it came in super strong, so that I nearly could not get my groceries anymore because I did get so much from people around me. So I was looking for help or for quietness. So I went as a guest into a convent. And there I found there was a healer, and I was talking to that healer, and she says, "Oh, that's mediumship." And I said, "What's mediumship?" And then she said, "You trained by Bill Collar." And I said, "Oh, okay." So I looked it up, and then finally I found someone who could explain what I can experience, with a down-earth mentality, to teach me then techniques to turn my sensitivity on and off, and to get all the techniques to get nice evidential mediumship, which for me it's very important. It's not only about the messages, it's about who is giving the message. And so within this, it came very natural, my trance. I did fall in deep trance in that education of mediumship, and my guide came through, and there where it started, and also in parallel, the physical mediumship developing. Yeah.
I don't know anything about Switzerland, to be honest with you. Can you tell me what mediumship is like in that country? Is it as known as it is here in the United States?
Yeah, the thing is, a mediumship, yes, it did get into Switzerland, but really late. So it came from Great Britain and the US. It came into Switzerland. And so we have parapsychological centers, which I'm also the vice president here in Zurich of it. We do have this, but what I did find then, we do not have spiritual churches. This didn't exist.
Is yours the only ones then?
Yes. So we didn't have that, and I discovered that with Bill, my husband now, Bill Collar. He's a minister, and I found, hey, this is so nice to do services also with spirit contact, but in that content, of the spiritual service, it has such another connection then within this. And so I found, hey, we need to have this. So I founded the first spiritualist church in Switzerland together with people. And it's now also already 10 years we have it. And it's really out of my heart. It's so nice. So we do services in Zurich, but we do it also online. Yeah. So.
I didn't realize you were the founder. That's so cool.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but very independent. So we're just an independent church in that way. And and people love it. In Switzerland, they come, and we always have lots of people in the service. And it's a beautiful thing to bring it here.
I always say that people probably don't realize that all mediums are not spiritualists. But you're right, when you add the spiritualist, it's definitely a deeper layer, in my opinion, to add that part of it into your mediumship.
It is. Absolutely.
Just like you were explaining, for sure.
Yes, so, it's such where mediumship can be shared in a sacred and supportive community setting, offering inspiration, guidance, and evidential communication from the spiritual world. So this is so nice to get it in that content together.
Yeah, I like that. The sacred space. You're exactly right about that.
Yes.
So was there a moment in the spirit world that when you sensed something that you were meant to do this publicly and not just privately?
Yes, so it was in my education then where I found, yes, I really go out in the public, and I want to do it, not just one by one, really to go out with it so that all Switzerland, all the world can have a connection with it, yes.
Yeah, I love that. So I know many people do not understand trance mediumship. Can you explain what happens when you enter trance and what this experience is like for you?
Yes, so with the trance, so there is the trance, and then it goes into the physical mediumship. So the trance, I can explain, because in English it's actually good, the language. In German, it's not so clear defined. You just say trance, everything means trance. What does it mean? But the English language, so when we say I'm in an in-trance stage, then it means I have a total loss of consciousness. So I go away, and after 1.5 hours, I come back, and I have no idea what I've been hearing, what I've been talking, zero. But entrancement, that's a lighter form of trance. So now we're talking to each other. We're also a little bit in a higher awareness in that sense. And that goes from that until really the loss of consciousness. And what we discover, or my belief, is that entrancement, you can learn, you can teach, you can go far, more far and more far. But the in-trance, where you really lose that consciousness, it comes natural. You cannot, there is technique to bring you there, but then that it really happens, it's a natural process. And with me, this was very natural going from beginning on. So I'm in here, and in the next inward breath, I'm completely gone. And with this, then in that stage of in trance, I could develop my physical mediumship. And the difference to explain what is mental mediumship and what is physical mediumship. So mental mediumship is subjective. Only the medium is hearing, seeing the person in spirit, where physical mediumship is objective. So everybody sees the same in the same time. So we all see something, a glass rises up or something comes down, an apport appears or whatever happens, but we all see it in the same time. So that's the difference about mental mediumship and physical mediumship.
You say physical phenomenon too, so what happens with the phenomenon part of it?
Well, with the phenomenon, now you start a question. So I do this in different settings. I do table seances and I do cabinet seances. I have to say, I do this physical mediumship part in a private setting. So that's not for public. Okay, it's just also to protect myself. The mental mediumship, I do public for everybody in private readings and public demonstrations, but the physical, that's private. Now there I have very nice with the table seances. So we have table levitations where the table really levitates into the ceiling for several minutes. It's up there, softly, gently coming down. I always have instruments in the room as well, which they go around, which they will come and touch you with. They play with you because we have music and we sing with the music. They play with it. Then you get touching. You can see spirit lights. I have trumpets. So the trumpets. So that's, I don't know. Yeah, that's that thing. Yeah, that goes out and it will touch you. And now I have also voices coming through the trumpet. So there is a female voice and there is more a male voice. And the female voice is talking in English and the male voice is talking in German. And it's coming through like, we love you. It's coming through like, hello, and it would say your name. So this is still experimenting. So it's not a spirit person itself from a sitter. It's a general voice that comes through from my team up to now, because the focus is then, of course, that we can bring through the voices of your loved ones, that they can talk directly to you. But at that stage, it is still just from my team. Now, when I sit in the cabinet, then all this happens as well. And of course, also we have apports. So mainly it's coins with me. And then in the cabinet, but also what happens is I have ectoplasma in front of my face. So you can see transfiguration, where you can see your loved ones. Mm-hmm. And what is so nice also is within the apports with the coins, you say, why coins? What's this? But on the coins there is always a number, a year on it, and a certain symbol, a head, eagle, whatever. So the symbol means then something to the receiver, and also the year. And a very nice example to say how it goes is like I had a female sitting, and she has her son in the spirit. And so in the transfiguration, she could see her son, and she was so happy to see her son again. That was her biggest wish, to see him again. And that was super nice. And then an apport fell for her, and a coin, and it was a euro coin. And on the coin, the year is his birth year. But now it comes the nice thing. The euro didn't exist in that year when he was born.
Oh, wow.
How does that work? So, because evidence, as I said, in my mental mediumship is very important, but also in my trance and physical mediumship. And so this is an example with the coins where this mother could see her son, and also she did get that coin euro with his birth year on it, where euro didn't exist yet. And
That's cool.
yes.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah, and there is so much more. I cannot say all the phenomena. We would end up just talking about that. But yeah, so that's what's all happening.
I know Emmy Check, and I'm pretty sure you must have met her in Lilydale, one of the founding members of our church. And her grandmother that lived next door had a trumpet, and she said that her grandmother made that trumpet fly all over the house all the time. And Emmy still has that trumpet in her house. She keeps that as a
Yes.
momentum because she loves that. So I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love the trumpet work, and that's why I love to come to Lilydale, because there is such a history also of all of this. There is also that precipitation painting history there, which also with me, I do it with slates. So I have the slates in the cabinet, and then after the seance, you open the slates, and there will be a name of your mom or something in spirit with the year. Birth year or something, or a little nice message on it or something. So yes, that's why I love it in Lilydale, with that history, in that environment. It's so great. Yeah, there is so much with mediumship, yeah.
So I know you talked a lot about the phenomenon. Is there anything in particular that just leaves you in awe that you witnessed personally?
Yeah, I also witnessed personally with other mediums, of course. I was in seances. But for me, it's more that connection that I always had, within me. With when I was a child, I was always praying. And with the praying, I was always in a communication. I was always hearing an answer. And so to be able to develop this, with good training, with good settlement, with good teachers, and then bring it out in these forms. So that's for me the stunning thing. And yeah, to witness also with other mediums, of course. I host also Kai Müge, which is a very famous German physical medium. And also with him, I could witness full materialization.
Wow.
Of spirits, which it's just great. Yeah.
I think, like we were talking about, with the sacredness around it also.
Yes, exactly. And this is nice. So what I learned with mediumship is there is no limit. Everything is possible. Only the limit you put on yourself, that's the limit. But if you do not put any limits on anything, then everything is open.
Yeah, very true. Very true. I know you've heard it also that there's skeptics around this that don't believe. And I'd like to know what you say to people personally about their skepticism of this.
That's okay. And keep your skepticism. Don't go in anything just believing everything. Go there in and keep your brain on. Really do hear what you're hearing. Really do see what you're seeing. But look at it with open heart. So if you feel that sense of, oh yes, interesting, here is something I cannot explain how that goes, and you get that feeling, that sense of that spirit in that sacred space, then yes, take that feeling within you, and that's fine. Because there is also many people who are working in a questionable way, let's put it that way. And so also me, when I go to see or hear other mediums, it doesn't matter in what form they're working, I go there with my brain on, and I really look what I see. So yeah, please, it's important.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is important.
Yeah,
So
just with open heart. Just with open heart. That's important. Not judgmental. Just
it's
have
kind
open.
of like people that you'll see them even in Lily Dell. You'll see the people come in and they cross their arms and they're like, "You prove to me," and you can just tell right away that they don't quite believe they want to believe, but they're very closed off, right?
Yes.
So I think that's what you mean also with that open heart.
Yes, and that's okay. That's also, this has its space. Then okay, come here, and maybe sometimes I can just put a little seed there. Maybe they just had one moment where they thought, how could that maybe? And they get then the question, and then they get curious, and then maybe out of the curiosity, spirit can step in.
Right. Yeah.
So yes, so that's fine. And we cannot do any missionary work with it. And this is also not my job at all. I just say how I live it, how it's for me, and I want to bring it through in a best possible evidential way. Yes, of course. But then it's on you if you want to see it or not see it, or that's okay. It's everybody's choice. That's totally fine.
I totally agree with that. Totally.
Yeah,
So go
I
ahead.
always hope to put a seed of curiosity there.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing.
That's my thing.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. So when you came to my yoga workshop, I think it was last summer.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it was last summer. I was watching when you were doing yoga and you had such beautiful lines and beautiful energy. And I had no idea that you were a professional dancer, which all makes sense to me now. Do you feel that dance spiritually moves you and it's almost like another form of communication for you through spirit?
Oh yes, it is. And what I discovered also in my when I was developing my mental mediumship and all the mediumship I was doing, I discovered there is so much that I did already as a dancer, where I went within, where I was connected, where so it's and for me it's nothing different. It's the same. So as a dancer, I did open people's hearts. That's what my goal is in life here, and I do it the same as a medium. So there is no difference really. It's just the techniques. It's another way. As a dance, you do it with the movements, and in the mediumship, you're doing in with the communication. So yeah, and there is many parallels in there. And my teacher Bill Collar always says in the mediumship, what do you bring on the table? Because that's what spirit can use within your mediumship. And one of my big strengths in the mental mediumship is to go good in these characters of the deceased, of the loved ones. And that's what I did as a dancer as well. You go in a role, you go in a motion, you go into these emotions and you express these emotions with your body. And so when I'm in the communication with your loved ones, then I can pick into these characters very well. I really dive into it, like as when I was as a dancer. So, yeah.
Makes perfect sense. How long have you been dancing for?
Since child.
So dancing came before the mediumship?
Oh yes. Yeah. No. All my life I was dancing, and I loved it. So I was on big stages, on small stages. I was on TV, on everywhere, and So yeah.
Was that the in-between time before you actually delved into mediumship full time? I know you've been a professional me in the last 10 years. Was that what you were doing prior?
So prior I was this professional dancer. Then I had a dance school where I taught dance, where I did also lots of performances for them. I worked also as choreographer, also for theaters and everything. And then it came that development within the mediumship. And then I reduced the dance and the mediumship came much stronger in. Then I did get an injury on my hip, so I'm not allowed to really do big dance anymore. But then was my education finished within the mediumship, and so it just shifted to that other part in my life. Yes, so it was perfect.
Yeah, I love that. And I could really see how all that movement in your body, like you said, led to all these other things coming out.
Yes.
And you understanding what was happening, because at the time you probably didn't put it all together.
Yes, and also, for example, to go in that in-trance state, I also realized, why is this going so natural? I realized, hey, when I did a pas de deux in the dance, so when you two people dancing, if the female does a jump and the male has to hold the female, then you cannot hold back for 1 second. In that jump to your partner that lifts you up, you need to go in full. If you just hold on just a little muscle in yourself, then it gets, for your partner. So you need to have that trust to let go and to jump in. And with the in-trance state, it's the same. I just let go. But really full.
Because it's all about trust. It's always about trust.
Oh, yes. And it's that trust that you need to have, that you will be whole, that's all okay, that's all there.
Yeah, there's so many mediums, they don't trust all the way, and that's when they falter.
Yes.
Yeah, I get that for sure. Has there been a moment in your work with spirit that deeply changed the way you personally looked at your life?
I didn't understand the second part of your question.
That deeply affected something in your life?
In my life?
Yes.
Oh, yes, in my life, very much. So it is exactly that trust. It is that trust, that inner trust, that within the work, with so many communication of so many loved ones gone, that gave me so much trust, one part. The other part also is that huge closeness that I have with my trance and physical development. I'm so close with my spirit team, and this gives me such a trust, so deep, where I have such an inner peace within me. And with this inner peace, I get so much power every day. I get so much, it's just there is no words for it. And it's this where I hope that I can bring to people. It's that trust, to be that bridge for this. This is my deepest wish.
And I definitely see that inner peace in you. I think a lot of times, that plus people that do yoga, they have that sense about them. You can almost sense a person that does yoga from a distance and just by talking, because they have that different sense of peace that some people just don't. So I totally understand that for sure. Totally.
Yes. So that's here 24/7. And this is so wonderful. And I'm extremely grateful that I could go that pathway and find this. Yes.
So how did have you been in Switzerland your whole life?
Yeah.
How did you learn about Lily Dale from Switzerland?
This is with my husband, Bill. He has been going there since years. He has been teaching there since years. Mm-hmm. And he always was telling me about that wonderful place. And I thought, I need to see that. So I went with him there. And I loved it from the first moment I went in there. That peace that is on that ground, that's so powerful. You just go in, and in the first moment, I felt, I'm home. Here I am. That's where I am. That's home. That's good. And so I just, that's how I found it. And then the next year, Bill bought then our home there.
Yeah.
And that's now every summer we're going to be there.
And I love walking by your house and just watching you two in that front room playing your little games. And you're just enjoying life. You know, you're not on the computers, you're not on the cell phones, you're just sitting there enjoying it. And I love walking by seeing that.
Oh, our porch, I love it. We have the best view on the lake. And
Yes,
so
you do.
beautiful. We watch the squirrels, we watch the little rabbits, and it's so beautiful, you know, that scenery at the lake. And it's just, yeah. And then we play cards and just enjoy ourselves to have our peace and quiet there. It's just wonderful, because here in Europe we're very busy with work. We're just working from one thing to the other, and so for us it's also our time, you know, to relax and to be in that wonderful environment of Lilydale, which it's really great. I love it.
And last year you got married.
Yes, last year we got married in Lilydale.
Lilydale,
By Lilydale. There, yes.
I love that. Is there a particular place in Lilydale that's one of your favorite?
My porch. No, I like the whole ground. It's everything. It's just beautiful. Yeah, the whole ground is nice.
Do you think the energy in Lilydale is different from other places that you've worked at?
Yeah, it is. You know, you can feel the history, and that makes a difference. You feel the history of the place, and also the people makes a difference. With all these nice mediums and healers there, with all that work that everybody's doing, that's very much in the environment there. And yeah, that makes a big difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I always say that about people don't understand when they come through the gate, that shift of energy, because it's people moving that energy for what, 145, 6 years we've been going now. It's a long time, isn't it?
Oh yes, and it's that registered energy that's really there, and that's why I love it so much there, and that's the home feeling.
Yeah, it's a great feeling, a lovely feeling.
Yes.
So if someone listening tonight has lost a loved one and they're wondering about connection to spirit still exists, what would you want them to know?
Well, you know, you don't need to go to a guru. You don't need to walk onto the Mount Everest. It's very simple. Your loved ones are always around you. They're always connected within your heart. Just do one inward breath, open your heart, and they're only one thought away from you. Bring out the thought with them. And if you want to get into communication, ask them a closed question where they can give you a yes or a no. And you immediately will get that feeling of a yes and no. And that's it. We all can talk with our loved ones. There is nothing special in that sense. It's just to open your hearts and feel that connection with them. What I always also find funny, many times when I'm in the conversation with the loved ones, sometimes they say, you know, it's so funny. My loved one that's still alive, when they talk to me, they always look up. You know, where are you? Are you here? And then they're laughing because I'm standing right in front of your nose. So what are they looking up? They look then up with you. Oh yes. Oh okay. No, I'm here.
Right.
They find this so funny when we're praying, or you know, we look up. So no, I'm here. I'm right in front of you. So they laugh about these things. See? So yeah, that's what I can say.
I'm sure you've heard it often, as I have, that people, well, I'm not a medium. And to those people, I say we can all be mediums. Do you not agree with that?
Absolutely. We're all mediums. We all can open our hearts. It's just then if you really want to go in a more conversation within it, then yes, go and learn the techniques, good techniques, how to understand your sensitivity. But we all can feel, hear, smell, see, everything. It's just to learn how you understand it. And then everybody can work right with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Do you think that the same for trans and phenomenal mediumship?
Yes, we all can train it. Absolutely. It's just that to go in that trance state, this happens natural. You cannot force this, or you cannot. Yeah, not, but everything else, of course. And I have a nice experimental groups where I teach all of this, and all of my students there. We just had last weekend. They're all getting great results, also of phenomena. So yes, of course, if your wish is there, if your enjoyment is there, then everything is possible for everybody. And it's like with the dance, at the end, then if you learn, you get good techniques and all of this, you get a good teacher, lots of practice. It's with everything, like also with the dance. And then it makes this 5% the talent, which, okay, it can make it a little bit more special, but that's only the 5%. So
wow. Yeah.
It's in the dance, it's the same. And it's with everything, it's the same. We all can learn it with good teachers, techniques, and practice. And then, yeah.
I bet you're a great teacher. I can see that in you for sure. So I always like to end with this question that I ask all my guests. What is the most important lesson you have learned on your spiritual journey?
That everything is possible. Yes.
That's simple. I like that.
There is no limits. Everything is possible.
You're exactly right about that. Can you remind people about your website? I went on it myself.
Yes.
Any upcoming events?
www.zuccolo, ZUCCOLO.org. That's my homepage, where you happily can see everything. It's also in English, and you can also, there is a button to press if you want to book a private reading for online USA private reading, then it's in your time zone.
Awesome. Yes. And I look forward to you coming to Lilydale this summer. You said you just booked your plane reservations. So.
Yes, I look forward to see you there, and maybe we can do some more yoga together. I enjoyed that very much, and it was with the sound bowl.
Yeah, the sound bowls, yeah, totally.
Oh, that was so nice, absolutely beautiful, and I love your work. Thank you very much, Nancy.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this evening from all the way from Switzerland with the big time change. I appreciate you so much. You've been just as lovely as I knew you would be. So thank you, Claudia. Thank you all for joining us this week, and I'll be back in 2 weeks for another episode of Enlightening Your Way. If you haven't been seen on the Lilydale Assembly Facebook page, they are posting all the events coming up this summer. There's events being posted each and every day, and there's a lot coming on. I think over 200 workshops plus our season highlights. It's going to be a busy, busy summer in Lilydale, so please make sure and check back for everything going on in Lilydale this summer for our 2026 season. Also, my Facebook page, Wellness with Nancy Lombardo, my Instagram, nancy.k.lombardo, where my motto is protecting and serving your well-being. Thank you again, Claudia, for joining me. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Nancy Lombardo, and good evening, everybody.